Hello YouTube, we are back for another project, and this project is The Brave and the Bold number 28, which is the first appearance of the Justice League. Now you guys may be saying, what's going on, Jerry the Jitterbug? You're doing a lot of projects. I'm still doing Mike Night Tigers, exciting comics. I'm doing my Action Comics 39. I'm doing Sauce Dog Comics X-Men number 1, and that's okay. I like to do a few projects at a time because I want to vary it so I don't get bored, and perhaps I'll submit them all at once. I don't know yet. So what are we going to do with this book? As you can see, it's very low grade. And in fact, this is the second copy that I have of The Brave and the Bold number 28. If you recall, I started working on the first project and I didn't finish it. That's still in production. That is going to be a conserved grade. Now with this copy right here, my goal is that I want to send it in and I want to try to get a universal grade for this book. So I'm not going to do at this stage any leaf casting or anything like that, because I want to have at least one copy a universal grade, even if it's going to be a 0.5, or maybe the goal would be a 1.0. So what are we going to do with this book? And I'm eating a mint now, so my voice may sound a little different. So what I want to try to do is I want to try to do shorter uploads in relation to this. And the main goal is to remove the tape. Now, when I remove tape and I see tape that is actually golden, like this tape right here, it really indicates to me that it's very old and it's been on the book for a long time. With the golden color tape as well, I get excited. And the reason being is I feel that I can take off the tape in a fashion that is a way without using chemicals or any aqueous treatments. A lot of times with the tape, when it's golden like this, you can just do it mechanically with your tools, with a razor blade, and that's what we're going to try. We're going to try to remove this piece right here in this upload, and that's it. And after I'm done with that, I'll put it away and then we'll go to the next project. But let's see if I'm able to do it, because one thing that scares me with early Silver Age books is putting liquid on it. Golden Age, I can soak the covers in chemicals, in water, in soap, and I'm not too concerned about it. But for some reason with the Silver Age books, especially Silver Age of this era, the water or any type of aqueous treatment that you do, you run the risk of lifting the inks and it's speckling and colors coming up. So I want to try to do the work with this book without using chemicals or any type of liquids. I want to try to do it mechanically. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. We're going to focus on this piece right here. Let me set the camera up. I may use my digital microscope, so hang out. I'll be right back. Okay guys, we're back and I have my digital microscope set up. Hopefully the camera's picking it up, and I'm going to try to remove that one piece mechanically. So I'm going to focus in on the microscope, and as you can see right there, this is how you are able to detect color touch a lot of times, because you can see the dot matrix or the printing, how they used to do the colors with the dots like that. You see that? It's not a solid color. So that is how you can tell if there is color touch, because it will be solid. So that's the tape right there. So let's start the process and let's see if I'm able, there's the blade, and get under the tape, and I'm slowly gonna lift the tape up gently, and then hopefully we'll get it where we are not lifting up the actual cover. I don't want that done. So this is a slow process, and it will be a very successful process if I'm able to lift it. And right there, see, I'm lifting the piece of tape, and let's focus in, and the tape was removed, and there you go. You see how all the color is still there, so that's good. Let's see if we can shift over and do it on the bottom of the tape. And this is going to be the process. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna shut the camera off because I have to get close, and let's see if I'm able to do what I'm supposed to be doing now and remove the tape without the aid of chemicals. That will be a plus if we can do that. So just hang out and I'll be right back. Okay guys, we're back. I removed the microscope, and I want to try to do this without it because I think I can do it. I don't need the assistance. And if I can get this up nice and slow using the razor blade, that will help as well. So I'm using my number 10 blade, and I'm using my spatula, and I can bend the spatula in order to get it underneath and slowly rock the tape back and forth to lift it from the graphics, and hopefully we'll be lucky in removing the tape. And this can only be used, this method, if the tape is old, the way this tape is, ancient tape that is brittled, because a lot of times what happens is the chemicals or the adhesive of the tape penetrate the cover, and that's why the staining occurs. So let me stop the camera again. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to get close, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I actually adjusted the camera. I hope this angle is good for you, so it will allow me to do my work, and I will be able to take care of this tape hopefully and have it where you guys can watch me do it. So I'm going to slowly, like I said, use the spatula, and we're going to try to preserve the graphics. And I'm just going to rock back and forth the same way as if I was using chemicals. But for these pieces of tape, I do not want to use chemicals on this book at this juncture. I want to try to remove the tape mechanically by taking my time, switching tools, and then hopefully we'll be able to remove it without subjecting this low-grade book to Bastine or other chemicals, because if this was a golden age book and it had this tape, I would have no problem whatsoever putting it in a chemical bath. But just for some reason, dealing with the Silver Age, especially an early Silver Age as this, I do not like using chemicals on the book because it just is not resilient as much as when you're dealing with the golden age, as I am saying. So far it looks like we're doing pretty well, and I think we'll be able to do this. And the thing is, okay, right there, the tape ripped, which is fine. And if I can get a little piece up at a time, I have no issue with that. We're just going to take our time doing this. And in fact, what I'm going to do is, once I am done with this piece that's coming up right now, and if I don't get the other pieces up, I'm going to take a break, because when you rush with tape removal, especially in dealing with tape that you're taking off without chemicals, you just have to step away sometimes. Take your time, nice and steady, run the blade like I'm doing, just like this, and try to remove one strip or one little area at a time. And if it starts to rip the tape, that's okay, and we'll come back to it, because if I have to use chemicals, I want to try to use the chemicals in an area that is localized. I don't want to soak this cover in Bestine, because whatever graphics it has, I want to try to preserve it. And also I want to try to, like I said in the beginning of the upload, I really would like to have this book graded, not as a conserved grade, but rather as a universal. So right there, I have a feeling that graphics are coming up, and I just want to step away from it. I don't need to continue. If I feel that I'm getting impatient, like right now I just feel like ripping this off, I'm gonna step away. So as I said, this is gonna be a series of short uploads. We're gonna stop this one right here. I appreciate you stopping by, and I have to apologize because I may work on this when I shut the camera off, just this piece of tape, and I'll let you know how. Okay guys, we are back in the same upload, and I was able to remove, let's see, a nice chunk of that tape, and I am moving to a different area of the book. As you can see, it's by the spine, and I just want to show you how you can remove the tape mechanically with the old tape like this. So you don't have to use chemicals necessarily every single time. When it's golden, like I just said, and look, I just lifted this piece up with the same mechanical means. So it's not just rushing to Bestine or to other chemicals, which I have no issue using, but sometimes just the plain old mechanical way of using a razor blade and slowly trying to separate the tape from the cover works. Sometimes it doesn't. You really have to assess it based on the type of tape, how long it's been there, and whether it's, as I said, a golden color, whether the adhesive dried up, whether the adhesive migrated to the paper itself, where this tape it appears that it has, and you just have to take your time doing it like this, one little strip at a time. Slow and steady wins the race. So right here, I'll be able to hopefully lift this piece up in its entirety. Now here's an issue that I'm coming to the spine, and the issue is that the spine in this area is crinkled. So someone put tape on in a crinkled state of the cover. Whoever did this amateur tape job back in the day, or whenever it was, they didn't take the time to install the tape and flatten out the actual cover in the area that they put the tape. But again, you have to understand that during this time when these books were mass produced, I'm sure they weren't considered, or the individuals who had them said, you know what, maybe I should take better care of this because this is the first appearance of the Justice League. In fact, who even knows what was thought back then? Maybe they just thought it was like so many other comic books, just something that was being released, and they didn't have to take care of the book. Now you see here, that's adhesive. I don't know if the camera is picking it up. So there is adhesive that was removed from this area. I can feel it. I just saw it. So what may work in this area, because I do see some color lifting up. So I don't know if I want to continue with this method, because we want to try to preserve as much of the graphics as possible. So I'm going to move away, I'm going to lower it down, and we're going to see what we can do with this area right here. And color is lifting, I can see. But there's a crease here, and the color is something that most likely is inevitable, that it will come up. There is always a risk in taking tape off, in my opinion, but with the risk, there's sometimes rewards. And you don't want to have this tape on, or at least you want to try to remove as much as possible, because we want to try to slow down the damage to the book. Now, if I was going to do a full conservation, I would do an aqueous bath, and I would try to eliminate the chemicals that are stuck in the paper as a result of this book having tape on the cover for God knows how long. But like I said, I want to try to get a universal grade. So right now I'm gonna leave that part, and let's go over here. Let's see if we can remove this area by flash, because there is tape right here, and we know that he's an important character in the Justice League. So I'll try to get in there, and I'll rock it back and forth, because we don't want to eliminate Flash's arm if we can try. And this is going to be the process. It's going to be the slow and steady process of doing one strip at a time of the tape. So right there, a piece came up of the graphics, and that's not what I wanted, and unfortunately it came up. But what are we gonna do? It happens. And right now what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna stop it, because I was talking to the camera, I was talking to you guys, and I wasn't paying attention. So one little pinhead size of graphics I did see lift up, and we want to try to prevent that. So I'm going to step away right now, because I want to try to keep this at a universal, and it is in pretty bad shape looking at this book right now. I may take these pieces right here that are off of the book, that are going to most likely fall off when I conserve it. And there's the little piece, you see it? That came up. But it's something that happens. But going back, I may take these pieces right here, because I don't think they're going to stay on. I may take them and I may put them in the other issue of the Brave and the Bold I have, if those are graphics that I need. Why not? Since that is going to be a conserved grade. So that's it for this upload. I know it was going to be short. I lied. I hope you enjoyed it. And the lesson is removing tape without chemicals. See you soon.